Fam, what's up? It's Kyle Henderson of BAMA Football on YouTube. Take a minute to hit the thumbs up. Go on this video, 500 thumbs up. Let's get it. And then also, please note to hit that subscribe button. Almost to 100,000 subscribers right here on BAMA Football on YouTube. With that said, let's dive into the Pro Football Focus numbers. And when we look to Jalen Milroe's passing tree, this is really interesting. And by the way, our buddy Tony Sukalis, who works for Rivals, has a great breakdown about Jalen Milroe's passing tree, because what the article is going to talk about is he's doing quite well, tops in the nation with passes 25 yards down the field. But his short, intermediate passes is where he is on the struggle bus. So to the outside left, 2 of 3, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 of 6, 136 yards down the middle with a touchdown. Those numbers are phenomenal. Some of the best, if not the best in the entire country. 1 of 3 to the outside right, 48 yards with a touchdown. But as you see, down the center, under 20 yards downfield, 1 of 4, 39 yards, interception, 8 of 11, 48 yards with the interception. You get what I'm talking about in terms of the passing tree for Jalen Milroe. Now, this is very concerning. When we look to Alabama's offensive line, these are the grades from Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus is a group that's made of former coaches at the college level and NFL level. They grade the film, and then they compile the grades from it. Tyler Booker up top. This is pass blocking, 68.3. J.C. Latham, 82.0. Seth McLaughlin, 24.0. Unbelievable. I mean, through 2 games, this is what the numbers are. Caden Proctor, 47.9. Darren Dalcourt, 66.9. Okay? If you look to the bottom of your screen also, remember when Coach Saban said that Terrence Ferguson was a starter? Well, he's played in just 1 game, and he's played in just limited snaps. So curious to see if Terrence Ferguson can work his way on the field going forward. Here's a look at the overall offensive grades for the Alabama Crimson Tide. So to kind of walk you through it and how Pro Football Focus works, up top you have Caden Proctor, and then you have his number, the position that he plays, which is tackle, games played 2, total represents the snaps, which is 123, and then the offense, OFF, is their grade offensively. So as you can see, he has a grade of 58.8. Tough start for the freshman. Tyler Booker played in 123 snaps as well, 61.9. J.C. Latham played in 123 snaps, 70.8. And then Seth McLaughlin with 123 snaps for a 51.0 grade. Jalen Milroe, one of the highest offensive grades, despite having a very difficult time against Texas, a grade of 77.7. Darren Dalcourt, 68.7. Jermaine Burton, 78.6. Honestly, Jermaine Burton has been playing really well. The wide receivers as a whole have been playing really well. I think collectively through 2 games, they have impressed me. I think they bailed Milroe out on several throws to make tough contested catches against Texas. Jermaine Burton's been playing at a very high level. Glad to see his grade up there. Isaiah Bond, 70.1. And there's the rest of the grades collectively. Kobe Prentice, there at the bottom, 77.8. He's been playing at a very high level, honestly. When we look to the defensive grades, bring those up right now. The defensive grades look like this. Let's get a full size of this image. Okay, so Deontay Lawson, his grade is where it says DEF, 72.7. That's through 2 games and a total of 133 snaps. He's played the most snaps out of anybody. Caleb Downs, young freshman, 130 snaps. Now, Caleb Downs is leading the team in tackles, but he has a grade of 56.5. His run grade is 72.1, tackle grade 68.8, pass rush grade 59.1, coverage grade 50.8. We'll talk more about the coverage grades in just a second. Kool-Aid, 68.3. Malachi Moore, 70.2. Terran Arnold, 69.8. Jalen Key, 77.2. Justin Mbogbe, 64.5. Dallas Turner, 70.2. Chris Broswell, though he's played in just 80 snaps, has a grade of 78.0. Let's look at the coverage grades, okay? Coverage grades are really interesting to break down through 2 games, okay? So it's a small sample size, but this is where we stand after 2 games. Also, hosting a very dynamic offense in the Texas Longhorns, all those weapons. Caleb Downs, 50 65.8. Tough start, as we said. Terran Arnold, 65.4. Kool-Aid, 67.2. Malachi, 66.7. Jalen Key, 80.2. Then you have some linebackers, Deontay Lawson, Chusman Marshall. Their coverage grade, 66.0, 59.9. Clearly, these aren't the grades that you want to see. Gives us a little bit of optics in terms of where both sides of the ball stand. Let's look at the pass rush grades right now. Justin Bogbe up at the top of your screen, 56.1. Tim Keenan, 71.8. Chris Broswell, 65.2. Jaheim Otis, 66.3. Dallas Turner, 65.8. Tim Smith, 55.1. As you know, Alabama didn't record a sack against Texas. In fact, they had just 3 pass rush hurries on Quinn Ewers. So that's kind of where things stand in terms of the grades. I wanted to present those to you. I know they're not the prettiest grades, but they are what they are. And they give us a little bit of optics for where this team is. Alabama's 1-1. Talked to Kool-Aid today. No team has lost the national title in week 2. No team has won the national title in week 2. This team has a lot to work on. They don't have an offensive identity just yet. I'm curious to see what transpires against South Florida because Alabama is such a big favorite in that game. No matter who you start at quarterback, I kind of get the feeling it's going to be Milroe. It's not going to matter because South Florida is a lesser opponent than I would say Middle Tennessee, to be honest. Alabama's a 31-point favorite in this game, and I think any quarterback is going to fare well. I think they're going to run the ball effectively. I think the offensive line is going to look good. But what does that tell us? Because Alabama's early season is also, their schedule is very inconsistent. Middle, then you got Texas, then you got South Florida, then you got Ole Miss coming to town. What does Ole Miss and Texas have in common? Well, each head coach was a former assistant under Coach Saban, Lane Kiffin, leading Ole Miss. And then also you have the former defensive coordinator, Pete Golding. One thing that we didn't talk about was the fact that Texas had so many assistants as well. Jeff Banks, Kyle Flood, right? AJ Milwee, who works with the quarterbacks, works with Quinn. All those guys were part of the Alabama coaching tree at one point. I think that certainly comes to play because those coaches understand the right psychological disposition that it takes to come in here to Bryant-Denny Stadium and play at a very high level. Ole Miss, Alabama, in 2 weeks at 2:30 right here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. My name is Kyle Henderson and BAMA Football on YouTube. Take a minute and hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I want to hear from you inside the comment box. What do you think about this team right now? What do you think the offensive identity is going to be? Is this on Tommy Rees? Is it on Jalen Milroe? Is it on the offensive line protection? Is it an inability to run the football? It seems like it might be a combination of a lot of those things. But the good news is the season is young. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I honestly think that the defense is better than what they've showed. I think that the defense was put in some tough situations against Texas. I think that Alabama has a good secondary. I think that Caleb Downs is going to grow up after this Texas game. There's a lot to take away. You're going against some elite NFL type talent. And I think he's going to be just fine. I do think that the pass rush greatly needs to improve. I don't know what's going on there, but they have to be pissed off. They have to get to the quarterback, and they have to be able to implement some sort of a pass rush if this team wants to accomplish their goals. SEC West champs, SEC title, playoffs, and the national title. The grades aren't good. The season's not over. The future is now, as Coach Saban just said. My name is Kyle Henderson at BAMA Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We'll catch you on the next video.